viewers, I finally got some chance today to run the Thunder Tiger FM1. It's an FM1, but it's a Ducati 999R Testastretta. The FM1 is just the type. There's even a FM1E, which the side plates are built to accept a motor instead of, I think it's a 540 size motor. But from the video that I did, you could see that it actually ran pretty good. From everybody that I spoke to, mostly online, other people that had either a bike or something similar, they said it was hard to drive. That video that I made was my second time out. I believe you're second or third. First time out, just taking it out, sort of understanding, okay, how does it work, stuff like that, how does the steering work. Second time, getting a little more practice in, and then third time is when I videotaped it. Well, yeah, I had it videotaped. And this is the receiver I'm using, this radio I'm using at the moment, FlySky GT3C. It works. And like I said, a lot of people asked, does this have any type of gyro on it? No, there is no type of gyro. There is no mechanical gyro. There is no, of course, you can't use an electronic gyro or of any sort. And the biggest thing with these is when I turn right, the front wheel actually turns left. The reason for that, and you have to do it sort of really quickly. The reason for that is with bikes, since there's not something on top to transition the weight from side to side, the weight has to be transitioned by the wheel. That's why this has this steering dampener up top. It's basically a shock, and you can put different weight oils, and I know one guy that runs all the way up to 10,000 weight, but he said that's only for really high speeds. So you can see that the front wheel is completely, it's double sprung. It's sprung from inside, and there's a spring right here, so either way I turn it, it's sprung. So when you set up the servos, I put a FlySky GR3E receiver in it, and when I use the original radio, when I would turn right, it would turn right. That's not the way these work. Like I said, when you want to turn, the weight has to be shifted. So basically what happens when I turn right, it turns left. If you're on a bike and you turn left, if you don't balance to the left, it's going to want to throw you right. That's how these work. If it quickly turns left, which throws the weight to the right, and then the wheel automatically, because it has that steering dampener, it turns to the right. Same thing if you want to turn left. Now, I actually take it off the stand and show it when it leans what happens. But say I go to turn left. First, it's going to throw the side over, and then it's going to lean like that with the wheel turned in. Like that. And you can put in different shock wheels, so how fast this turns in can be changed, and there's also different ways that you can choose how far you want it to turn in. Shims and stuff like that. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. like I said, 3 tries and I was driving it okay. I mean, being on a road, of course, that's the road I drove on is my neighborhood road. I am going to take it out to a parking lot, so I have more room. Be able to open it up all the way. I didn't. Most of the time, I was giving it max. I gave it 50% throttle. Most of the time, it was about 10 to maybe 25% throttle. So, like I said with these, I mean, it's completely different from anything else because it's all about weight. It has to lean, and once it leans, you really don't steer with the steering wheel anymore. You steer with the throttle. If you wanted to stand up or go for a more wide turn or start standing back up, you get on the throttle. More, if you want it to continue curving, you barely get on the throttle just so it'll continue through the curve. And because it's leaning over, as you speed up, sort of centrifugal force makes it, because it's leaning and as it's going around, it's going to want to straighten back up. So if it's leaned over and as it's turning, as you speed up, the top is going to want to come back up like this, and once it does, it's just going to go straight. Very fun. These little engines are I don't like these little engines. I will say that straight off. These, I think it's a .129. I'm definitely going to put a HPI 3.0 in this. That'll give me more power. I'm going to get a smaller sprocket for the rear so I can get more top speed. Well, first I'm going to take it to a larger area so I can see more what it can do. I really didn't have a high speed needle even set because I wasn't giving it. There was a couple times you would actually see some smoke come out the back. That was when I would give it about 50, maybe 75% throttle. It's a pretty fun, well, very fun bike. RC car. I will say it's less difficult than drifting. I will say that drifting, I do drift. I competition drift. I'm not in the full pro mod class, where complete carbon fiber. Basically, I have an HPI RS443 drift that I put a brushless setup in and a lot of aluminum parts, and that's what I use. And I've won quite a few times. But when we get together, it's just in parking lots. It's nothing big like competitions where you're going to get a trophy like some of the trophies I have. And that's actually racing. But with drifting, it's a little more technical. But with this, it is technical because once you turn, I mean, there's a little bit of steering you can do with the steering wheel, but not much. If you want it to get back up quicker, you can give it opposites. Like if it's leaning to the left, you can give it turn to the right, and it'll try to shift the weight. But again, you have to get on the throttle because if the whole thing with these is you have to keep it moving. If you don't keep it moving, that's what the crash bars are for. I mean, these are scraped up a little, but honestly, they can be cleaned up and painted again. I'm going to get some nylon and put around these so the nylon actually wears down and not the metal. It's super fun. I mean, I can't. As soon as I got it running, it was today. We had a front come through, and right as I started running this, as soon as I put it down and gave it a push, it started sprinkling. I was like, "Oh, damn it!" But I was able to get 4 minutes of running. I would say that tank It's only about a 50 milliliter tank. The fuel tank is very small. But you'll get about 10 minutes with it, and then, like I said, with this, it's very easy to refuel. I use a syringe. Basically, it's a meat tenderizer that I cut off the point, and I fill it up. I stick it in here and fill it up, and I'm using O'Donnell 30% like in everything else. But very fun. It does have a rear brake. The first time that you see it go towards a curb and it leans in, once it leans over, you're stuck going that direction. There's not really much you can do until you get it back up on both wheels and not leaning over on the side. Eventually, once you get good enough, you can take the side bars off, the crash bars, and you can turn even wider because it'll turn over. It'll lean even further. These crash bars are to protect the side of it, so you don't break it. Especially these posts. These posts, titanium ones are made. I'm still trying to find them because I definitely want the titanium ones. The one thing I didn't like about the surface that I was riding on, I've already cleaned everything up, but the surface that I was riding on had a lot of sand on it. So my tires picked up a lot of sand and threw it up on everything. So yeah, I'm still cleaning up the sand. And with it being a nitro, anything and everything is going to stick to it because it's nitro. There's always that excess amount of oil. Ran great. The idle was a little low, but honestly, if you're serious into RC and you have the time, I seriously recommend you picking one up. They are still out there. You just have to search for them. It took me, I hate to say this, but it took me about 1.5 years to find this. And as soon as I found it, I snatched it up. Personally, of course, my channel name is Nitro Revolution. Purpose of my channel is to show others tips and tricks to get your nitro vehicles running, what you can do to make things easier, and also show all the vehicles that are available, from off-road to on-road to truggies to buggies to motorcycles, and also compare and contrast different ones like I did with the T-Max and the Revo. That was actually a requested video because I had one of my subscribers, he texted me and asked, could you do it? He's looking at getting one of the two. And like I said, honestly, with the T-Max, that would be your best bet if you're going to be looking at running on-road and off-road. The Revo is mainly strictly off-road, in my opinion. But you could get it and run it on-road. Mainly the reason is, unless you buy a lot of parts for it, stiffer springs, stiffer shock oil, and it is a butt to work on. The suspension is really soft. With the T-Max, you can stiffen the suspension up just by putting a few preload clips on and relocating the shocks, which is just changing the mounting position. You really can't change the mounting position with the Revo. All you can do is add preload and add shock grease, and shock oil, excuse me. But with this, I've already seen videos about putting a Revo spring in the back. There's a Revo spring's a little longer and a little softer, so you don't have to run right now this is running a preload spacer. So I'll be able to pull that. I've read up, even before I had this, I read a lot on forums. And when I first came across the steering, I was like, okay, how does that work? And until I actually had it in my hand, there's some things that you actually can't understand until it's in your hand and you run it. Like you would with this and the whole steering aspect of it. How if you turn right, the front wheel actually turns left. It's all about weight transfer. So yeah, that's basically it for now. And like I said in the very first video, this is a collector's item. There are not going to be a lot of videos with this in it. Simply because parts for this are extremely hard to find. I have already been looking online, and parts are damn near impossible to find. There are some out there, but like right now, I'm looking for front brakes. Damn near impossible. They're out there. But first you got to get the disc, and then you got to get the caliper. The kits just aren't made anymore, and so many people wanted front brakes. They're not available anymore. They were all sold. And I mean, parts like that, they were just they went quickly. I sent it to the person that I bought it from. He had never driven it, and he said, I wish I had been able to driven myself to drive it. His father raced these race motorcycles, and he had, like I said in the earlier video, he had this and a Nuova Feor SF501, which he traded to somebody else. Honestly, I want a Nuova Feor, but they're still made. This is not made anymore. These stopped being made in about 2006, 2007. They stopped being made. So this was a really good grab, and it really wasn't a lot. The cost for this wasn't that much. It was, when they originally came out, they were about $250 max. I paid more than that because this thing is, like I said, about 10 to 15 years old. Never been ran. The engine had been broken a little, but it had never actually been ran. The tire still had the seam going down the center. It doesn't anymore on the rear. On the front, it still does a little, but the rear, that's where the power gets put down at. And honestly, I'm probably going to get some GRP softer tires for it. But the wheels are aluminum, so I'm not worried about the wheels. I may get some extra wheels, I don't know. But it's very fun. I really can't express anything other than that. But like I said, the engine is a royal pain in the butt. Because I'm going to see if there's some way that I can modify something to put in a slide carb. I've seen some people that put an OS 18 in one of these. I don't think I want that much power, because I don't want them to start breaking parts like chains and sprockets. Easy to come by. That's why I'm going to change probably the sprocket down to a 25 tooth. So get a little more speed. But I don't know yet. I don't know what kind of speed I can get out of it yet. It is a 1/5 scale vehicle. If I had this next to my Baja, you would actually see, if a person was to sit on this and then sit inside where a person would sit for the Baja, the same size person would be on it. If a person was to be standing on this and have his legs on each side, his head would come up to about right here. So you're looking at about, I don't know, 12, 14 inches. Maybe 10 or 12. I mean, that's about 12 inches a foot. Maybe 13, 14. So it is a 5th scale. They even make 8th scale. Mini Z's were made. Little motorcycles. They're very fun. I mean, these are just really fun. And it's really not all that heavy. It's a little heavier than a 10th scale on-road car. It's, like I said in the earlier video, it's full aluminum. All of it's aluminum. Except servos, of course. But the servos are Metal Gear. They're Ace RC. The top is an S1903. And the throttle servo, I don't know if I'll even be able to see it. The throttle brake servo, same thing, S1903. So that's basically the review when it comes to driving it. It's completely counterintuitive to anything you've ever done before. Usually you don't really drive with throttle and brake unless you're drifting. Since I do drift, I understood it much faster than maybe someone else would, and I was able to pick it up faster. Other people that I talked to, it took them 10, 15 tries to get it upright and being able to turn and all that stuff. Eventually you'll be able to turn tire and take the crash bars off and all that stuff. But until I get better mounting posts, that's not going to happen for me. I'm probably going to get the all-even aluminum mounting post because I haven't found the titanium ones. The all-even actually use body clips. I mean, I like the idea that I can just, once I get the crash bars off, I can just pull it off because it's just a grommet over a point. But if I had actual body clips, the front would still be there because I could replace it. But yeah, that's it when it comes to driving it. It's really fun. It is a challenge, and that's what I love about the hobby. Anything nitro, it's a challenge. The little motors are more finicky than any motor, any nitro motor I have ever come across. And like I said, you have to be careful because you have to start this with a drill. You start it for 5 seconds. You put the drill and put it on for 5 seconds. If it doesn't start, stop. Figure out why it's not doing, why it's not working. Start over. Because, like I said earlier, these things flood very quickly because of the side that the fact that the engine is actually laying on its side. But other than that, the engine works great. It's a Thunder Tiger engine. I would much rather have a. I'll see what kind of OS motors are available for that size. If I could find like an OS 15. Oh, they do make an OS 12, I believe. OS 12 would be great in this. And of course, it's going to make more power than this, and it bolts on like a regular motor. And you have the little glow plug part. But yeah, that's it when it comes to driving it. It's a challenge. It's fun, but it does have somewhat of a learning curve, and I'm still learning to a point. And I think going to a parking lot and having more room and putting up cones and doing slaloms and making a small track and stuff like that, that'll give me more practice to do certain things and make me more accurate and agile with the steering. So again, thank you for watching, and there will be more videos. I still want to do a video with everything on here. The video that I shot, it was a spur of the moment video. I got it running. I got it driving outside. I didn't have the top or the fairing on. I just quickly tightened down the crash bar, took it outside, and ran it. It worked great. So, thank you for watching my videos. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. And always remember about the giveaway that is going on right now and the giveaways that are coming up. After the giveaway that's going on now, the next giveaway is going to be a sharper image drone that's going to start. This one ends May 25th, so the next one is going to start June 1st. So stay tuned for the giveaways, because all you have to do is comment and you're in. But you have to comment on the correct video. So if you're interested in the DBXL center skid plate and you have a DBXL, go back to the video where I'm going over all the needs, all the modifications needed out of the box for the DBXL, and comment and say you have a DBXL. And most people so far, not about half of the people that have commented I actually know, and the other half I don't know. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.